This is not a rerun. This is another show, too.
That is the Jim and Terry Show, reminding you that this is a fresh podcast from the stale Hobbit hole.
And if you were sitting in this little Hobbit hole, you know it can get stale.
Here's a bar of soap for you. All right, we were talking in our last podcast about Xi Jinping giving Trudeau a bit of a hard time there in a public dressing down.
And he wasn't happy to see him.
No, so yeah, it was a staged situation in my opinion, but there was an interesting call into the G20 from Zelensky, who referred to the G20 as the G19.
Oh.
Why was that?
The absence of Russia.
Putin did not show up.
I wouldn't either if I see him.
He would be a target for something. Somebody would say something.
I'm amazed.
The G19. Well, remember when Trump came to, I'm going to say Halifax. I'm not sure if it was Halifax, for the G8. Yes. And we said G7 plus one.
That wasn't very impressed with our prime minister.
No, but what do they have in common? Xi Jinping and Trump.
A hatred of us?
Probably a disdain for all things Canadian. So G19, Zelensky dials it in and gives some words to the G20 about the Russian aggression, the war, the abuse, human rights abuse, the criminality, war crimes of Russia in the course of the conduct of this special operations.
Would we have maybe not had a war if Trump had his way and welcomed Russia into the NATO nations?
He would have had something with his hands. He would have something bigly to say. My pal Putin would look at it. It's okay, Putin. Just, you can take Ukraine, or part of Ukraine, and then we'll sort it all out. We'll come to Mar-a-Lago and we'll have some documents to sign.
He's a friend of mine. He's a good friend.
He's a bigly friend of mine.
Matter of fact, we're the best of friends. Never had a friend better than this friend.
Yeah, I'm not sure. In fact, I'm pretty sure that nothing would have happened. There would have been no U.S. involvement. And let's bring that fast forward to what Trump has done on Tuesday of this week.
Oh, the big announcement.
The bigly announcement.
You sure he didn't already die? He looked really not...
Did you listen to it?
I did.
Even in Rewind, if you didn't see it live?
I did until whatever I was watching cut it off and decided to talk.
Oh, somebody decided to cut off the former guy.
Well, it was just the same old nonsense, really. I mean, sorry for you who support him, but for we who don't, it was the same old lies, and new lies. Some old lies and new lies going into the future. But I think he's done. I don't think he's going to make it.
Do you remember the run?
But I told you he'd run.
Yes, you did. So I owe you a loony, I think, on that one.
I don't
you
think
said he would run, and I said no. And you know why I said that? Because I thought you've always been telling me, he's smart. He's smart, Terry. No, he's not, Jim. No, he's not. I should have stuck with my guns. He's not smart, or he would have seen the writing on the wall in Florida.
He's just, he has no intentions of wanting to be president. You could tell he wasn't enthused at all. This is, he thinks, a way to keep him from being prosecuted.
Get out of jail free card.
And he can still be prosecuted just because he's running. That's not how it works. There's a certain time period, and I forget what it is. But it's
7 years?
No, it's like April to March. Seriously, it's a real small time period. Other than that, you're open ground. So he still can be investigated. Why it's taken so long, I think it's probably because whatever they're going to charge him with.
Well, we'll get to the bottom of that. Why is the DOJ taking so long to prosecute him? Could it be that the DOJ needs to be investigated?
Well,
segue.
According to the GOP, because apparently their whole plan for this whole upcoming couple of years is just simply to make Biden's life hell.
Well, we do have one indication of how it's going to go, because before they left the White House, the Trump administration assigned John Durham to conduct and investigate the investigators' investigation.
But didn't he found, what was it? Nothing?
one tiny thing that was already reported by
that's it. Like, let's go after them.
That's right. Let's go after them. So they did, and it has whimpered into non-existence. I have not read the report, so I can't give you an opinion. I did read the Mueller report.
Oh, you did.
With all the Russian indictments and all the people who were found guilty and enough evidence to charge the former president with obstruction and 10 counts, 10 examples that would classify worthy of investigation that we have not seen anything come of. So, will the GOP do any better? I'm not sure.
Well, it's going to make for a actually exhausting couple of years. That's what it's going to make for. They're going to just keep throwing things out of pure revenge, it seems to me. And we have to remember that I guess the far right and those in the GOP think that their man was unfairly treated. I don't. I think he needed to be investigated, personally. So now, even though God says, revenge is mine, don't take revenge, it's mine, you're going to see an attempt to have revenge. And I think Obama is right when he says democracy is, we're going to kill ourselves, folks. Like, we're going to destroy this ourselves.
It is a frail thing, this democracy.
Yeah, and divide and conquer. So if you're just going to play tit for tat, then what? Then when the Democrats get in, are they going to do it all over again too? Not everybody was a Trump. You know what I mean? Yeah. Trump begged for it. His whole life begged for it. And even now, his second run, as you probably know, his children are even backing off. And I mean, they have good excuses and good reasons to say they're backing off. But like, Ivanka, she says, I'm raising my kids. I'm not going to be involved in politics. I believe she probably would have been involved in politics if her father had won his dictatorshipness. I think she probably would have stayed on top.
Maybe they'd all be crown princes and princesses.
That's exactly what would have happened. But since it looks like the writing's on the wall, but I mean, God, you never know, man. You just never know.
He's the stink that keeps on lingering in the room when you leave.
Yeah, but it looks like I would almost think today would be there'd be more momentum in his whole thing. I don't see that coming. Do you? Of course, we've been stuck down here in a hobbit hole, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out. I have read some commentaries. Carrie Lake, who's a QAnon wacko crazy lady from, I think it's the Arizona governor race. So she lost, but she's going to challenge it. She won't let the thing go. So she flew down to Mar-a-Lago to converse with what I think will be a 2024 ticket, or at least that's suggested, of Carrie Lake being the vice presidential running mate for a run by President Trump. I think that would be very bad for America, very bad news for everybody. But
she's pretty.
Well, she makes for a good photo op, maybe, but don't get her to talk, because it'll be like Sarah Palin. She was fine for John McCain, but just don't let her talk.
I thought Sarah Palin was attractive too.
Well, she is, but we're not. We're talking about photo ops versus sound bites. They both, Carrie Lake and Sarah Palin, were great for memes, great for sound bites, great for things that you could mock them over, because they have no idea what they're talking about. And that seems to be the way.
They're probably thanking God every day they have Herschel Walker.
Oh my gosh, that's a runoff in Georgia. Who would have thought? I could not believe that there would be enough people to vote for somebody else. I did hear, to be fair, an analysis of Herschel Walker's speech that said that's the way a lot of blacks in Georgia speak. And I'm wondering whether that's remnants of, 400 years a slave kind of thing, where language and instruction, your ability to go to school and learn things was not always available. So it's an underprivileged kind of speech. But either way, it does not look good, and it's a soundbite that you could play over and over and say, what is he talking about?
Well, you can't say it's just because he's black, because his opponent is
Warnock.
black.
Warnock, what a difference. And it's like night and day, but people are going to vote for the night.
Well, but this is, okay, you know me. This is mankind, man. Really attracted to the darkness for some strange reason. I think it gives people excitement. It's like a party atmosphere. Let's see what he's going to do next. And I think that's what Trump, if anything, has going for him.
The chaos.
Is this
energy.
the chaos.
Yeah, well, the libertarian stream of thought and belief seems to be captivating America. Do what you want. Guns are okay. Say what you want.
Yep.
No limits. Elon Musk is on Twitter.
Yeah.
No limits. A lot of right-wingers now showing up on Twitter. We'll see how long the lights are on at Twitter office.
We'll see how long the lights are on.
Jim and Terry
I see a
signing
song.
off.